Welcome to Home Equity Secrets. I'm Carl Christian, CEO of the Nice Agent Co. Join me as we reveal how to learn to earn through smart homeownership. Discover expert insights, practical advice, and inspiring stories on turning your home into a powerful financial asset. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, let's unlock your home's true potential together. Welcome to Home Equity Secrets.
Welcome to Home Equity Secret. My name is Carl Christian, your host, the broker of the Nice Agent Company. This podcast is for you. If you are a homeowner, an agent, a loan officer, I don't know what career you're into, but believe me, the guests that I bring on the show will have something that can literally change your life. The whole purpose of the show is to show everybody that with one small decision, they can change not only their lives, but impact a lot of others. So this is what this podcast is about. Before we start, I want to wish everybody a happy new year, happy holidays. This is the podcast that started everything for me. And I want to thank everybody that's following me. If you have not yet, please follow me on Spotify, Apple, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me, Carl Christian or The Nice Agent. Today, we do have a special guest from you. It's from Colorado. It's the one and only Athena Brownson. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let her introduce herself because from what I read a little bit about her, I can't wait to hear everything she has to say. Athena, please welcome to the show.
Carl, thank you so much for having me. That was quite the introduction, and I hope that I can live up to it. It's truly an honor to be here. I was telling you before the show that I so enjoy listening to this podcast because it really does point out the fact that one small decision, one piece of education, one tool can change your life completely. And real estate has the ability to do that, unlike anything that I have ever found or anything I know of. So to be able to be a broker, I've been about 10 years now. You said 22. I never in a million years thought I would end up here, and I would not trade it for the world. It's my passion. It's my why. It's what keeps me getting out of bed through really difficult times in life. Honestly, I'm battling some pretty severe chronic illnesses right now. And have been for 8 years. And I truly believe that because I have something I'm so in love with, I have these relationships with my clients that mean so much. I have a why that gets me out of bed in the morning. That's what's keeping me healthy. That's what's keeping me going forward. And I'm so grateful for that.
Tell me a little bit, how did you get started 10 years ago?
Yes. So like I said, I never in a million years did I think I would end up in real estate. I grew up in a small mountain community in Colorado called Breckenridge. I was a professional skier for my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I've never skied in my life.
It's quite the, I like to say I hung up my skis because I've had too many injuries at this point. I skied about 300 days a year globally for over 10 years. I learned how to ski when I learned how to walk. And it really, I do believe that the coaching that I got from skiing and the accountability and discipline and just resilience and grit is really what has enabled me and empowered me to be successful in real estate. But when I was a skier, I mean, I was concerned with skiing. I was not thinking, there were more real estate offices in my small town than t-shirt shops. So I thought realtors were a dime a dozen. I really did. I was like, real estate's corny. Like, I want nothing to do with it. And I'm saying that as the daughter of a developer. My dad built homes. And I still had that connotation. So, they say you end up like your parents, and here I am, and I could be more grateful for it, honestly.
That is so true.
It's so true.
Do you intend to get into the developing world?
My dad and I funny enough, are about 2 weeks out from getting the CO on our first property that we've built from dirt together. So
Love it.
it's been one of the most incredible experiences. Anytime you go into business with anyone, you always have concern or wonder how it's going to go, not to mention when it's your own family.
Really?
And
Yep.
to be able to learn from him in an environment that we're both so passionate about has been the most rewarding, fun. Honestly, I say the last 3 years in real estate have been difficult for everyone. We've all been hustling really hard. It's been
Yeah.
exhausting. It's taken a lot. And that has been this breath of fresh air that I just can't wait to do more. So development is a whole new world, but it's something that I get to learn from my dad. So it feels
I
really
I
like a
love
legacy.
it. The relationship between a father and a daughter to me is the most important relationship in the world. Like I have a daughter myself, she's 16 years old, and I'm gonna tell you, we developed that one thing where every Sunday is her day. So every
Oh,
Sunday we go to a different cafe, we have coffee, we have breakfast, and we've been doing this for 4 years and up. And I'm gonna
yeah,
tell
that's so
you,
special. I'm gonna cry.
it,
I'm
it
like, that's
it's no,
special.
because I'll be honest with you, you know how it is in starting in real estate. I'm an immigrant. I started in real estate. I didn't have any clients, any friends, and I had to hit the pavement and actually just do phone calls. So I've never home. So I missed the first
Yeah,
5 years. I'm not gonna lie, and I know the toll that it took. I made the decision of doing this, and I'm gonna be honest with you,
yeah,
Athena. It was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life.
that's so beautiful,
You can
honestly.
feel her and I, we talk now, we talk about everything. And to me, it's very important that what your father's doing, I want everybody here to clap for him because it's the most important thing to me. Yep,
I,
daddy, you
I
got it.
completely, and it's something that we should not take for granted. And it
No,
really, it comes down to intentional relationship with anyone that we're building relationship with. So you having that intentionality to say, as a realtor, I'm sure there are 100 things that come up on Sundays that you
yes, of
pull,
course.
and you have to have the discipline to say, no,
No,
this is,
yep.
I'm not taking clients that day.
Yeah,
And I think that's one of the biggest struggles that as younger agents, like you said, you have to hit the pavement running. You have to make every phone call. You have to work 7 days a week. You have to say yes to everything because it
for
takes
sure.
that drive to find success. But then there's a certain point in your career, in your life, where you have to evolve and understand what those boundaries are that are going to be for your family's well-being, for your well-being, because you can't say yes to every single thing. And that's been a big struggle for me. And it's something that I'm still learning every day, is
I'm,
the art
I'm
of
going to tell
saying
you,
no.
Athena, I'm going to tell you why you should.
Yeah.
The idols that I had when I started real estate, it was two great guys. Like those guys, they mastered real estate. One
Yeah.
of them asked to work for him, and he was like, I don't have time to train people. So I'm like, okay, but I still like idolize him.
Totally.
And guess what? Those guys made it, sold hundreds of millions every single year, both divorced, not
Yeah.
talking to their kids. And I'm like, if that's the road I'm taking, if that's where I'm going to end, no, I don't want that success. So I have to figure out a way to make me successful without losing what I've done it for. And
And
I'm going to be honest with you, I figured it out. Be home.
yeah. Wait, it's that easy?
That easy.
But
Be home.
and it really comes down to, I think for me coming into 2025, I looked at last year and it was such a grind, and it definitely took its toll. It was my best year of my career, but it was
Me too.
exhausting. Yeah, go team. So this year, it's all for me, it's all about how can I be more efficient with my systems? How can I, like, what items can I delegate off of my plate that are going to enable me to have more time for healing, for self-care, for, just relationship, because it's so easy for these things to go out the window so quickly.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's not, when you look back at life, you don't want to say, oh, I was a really good real estate agent, but I was a horrible,
Father,
parent or
Yeah.
partner. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not the goal of anyone.
It's
So
not. It's not.
let's take a look at how we're using our time and where we're spending our time, and then make changes and follow.
For sure. I know you mentioned coaching and skiing. Have you ever been coaching real estate?
I believe coaching and mentorship is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. I have never not had coaching in real estate and
Yep.
mentors, like you said. Like when I got my license, the thing that I did that I attribute a lot of my success to was finding a incredible mentor who I admired both personally and professionally. He was an incredible husband, incredible father, and a
Yeah.
top producing agent. And I followed everything he did for
That's
almost
it.
a year. I came
That's
to
it.
showings. I went to open houses. I did his open houses. I watched him prepare market analysis. I met with him and his clients, and he gave me that gift of hands-on learning, because when you get your real estate license, I think we can all agree, you're kind of just set out into the wild and no one knows what they're doing.
That's so true. That is so true. And I believe it's in anything. I don't care if you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, a loan officer, whatever it is, having that person you look forward to talk to every single day, ask for advice. And the thing about it is, I believe you skiing got you ready to receive the mentorship. Because a lot of people, they're not ready. You could try as hard as you can, but they are just not ready for it. Either they think they know too much, either they think it's too hard, whatever it is, they're just not ready. My advice to everybody that listening is, it's not a question of going to find yourself a coach. It's a question of, are you ready? Because if you are
willing to receive,
I'm telling you, if you are like me, when I got my first coach, which was my first broker, if this guy say jump, I jump. I'm thinking, God, he never told me to do something illegal or something, because I would have done it. That's how much I believed in him.
Same.
And thank God he created Carl Christian. And I'm always grateful. I'm always mentioning his name, Brad Capuzzo. Love him to death. It's like, because at the moment I needed a dad, he's there. I need a brother, he's there. I need a mentor, he's there. Whatever I needed at that moment, he provided it. And here I am. So
that's the relationship that it's all about.
That's it. That's it. I'm telling you.
And I'm a firm believer that, and I think receiving is the perfect way of stating it, but I'm a firm believer that we don't know what we don't know. Like, we don't know what our blind spots are, because there are blind spots. We can't see them. So if we don't have someone that is looking over us from a bird's eye view, looking at our business, looking at our lives, like my coaches have never just looked at business. It's been, how am I taking care of myself, my family, my spirituality, like every aspect, every pillar of my life. And where am I falling short? Because oftentimes the places that we're falling short, we're not even aware of. And if we don't have that accountability, that person in our lives that we trust to call us out,
so true,
we're not going to grow. We're going to be stagnant. And I think we can both agree that the goal is always growth, and it's not comfortable. But
I don't believe stagnant exists. If you're stagnant, you're going backwards. That's just the way I see it. So yes, growth to me is number one. Like, every year I look at my numbers. Can I do something else? I look at my relationship, my wife, my daughter, my friends. What can I do to improve them every single year? That's why some people tell me, like, man, you change every year. I'm like, no, I didn't change. I grew. Big difference.
Evolving. I'm evolving as a human. Yeah, I'm aware.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's very important that people understand that. And I believe that lately we are not training enough people to understand this is what it takes to be successful. It's not money, it's relationship, people, what you do, what you give. Because at the end, the happiest moment of my life is when I'm giving something to someone that I cannot get back. And I feel like if we can train everybody to learn to do that, our everything will be different.
Everything, honestly, and it is really the giving mentality, and that's what is beautiful about the career
Always.
that we have found ourselves in is we do have the ability to give the gift of knowledge and empowerment and help people to understand how they can really take their financial long-term freedom into their own hands through
Yep.
real estate, because it something that I think there's this mind block almost where no one's ever taught how to get a loan. We're not taught how to do our taxes, like the basic things that you need to do as an adult. No one ever teaches you. So there's a fear around it, and there's a lot of preconceived bad information about what it takes to become a homeowner. And if we have the ability to provide real information and help educate people and help people build their runway towards being able to purchase a home,
100%.
it's something that is attainable to anyone. And that is
Yep.
beautiful because it'll change your
Now,
life.
now tell me, if somebody needs to contact you, tell me the cities you work with and how they can contact you if
Yeah.
they want to reach out.
I love connecting. So please, never hesitate to reach out. I would say the best way is to go to my website, which is www.Athena Brownson Realtor. I'll spell that because it's long. ATHENA BROWNSON I feel like I'm in a spelling bee.com. You'll find my phone number and email on there, Instagram, you know, all the good stuff. I'm here. I'm here to be there for you, and I can also teach spelling apparently.
Which cities do you cover?
I'm in Denver, Colorado, but
Okay.
I do cover the mountain markets a little bit. I have a team of agents. Between the four of us, we cover most of Colorado.
That is amazing. Love it. Now, one thing that you mentioned that I wanted to go over about is when you said about giving. A lot of times when we are giving to people, we don't understand that they can do whatever they please with it. And
Yeah.
sometimes we have that little expectation of like, I'm giving you this for you to do that, but you have to understand that giving is really giving. You have to do that. Like I told everybody, I may do a podcast and then the Haitian community or any community, and I tell the person like, hey, this is how you get a loan. This is how you get a house. But they don't call me. The idea was to give the information.
Exactly.
I need to be happy with that. If you learn to be happy with that, I believe success is right around the corner.
And expectation is one of the most challenging battles, I think, because I think we are culturally sometimes taught to give with the expectation of receiving some sort of accolade or thank you or whatever it may be. But you're 100% right. Giving should be a pure gift. It should not be something that you expect anything in return. It should be something that you are genuinely giving from the heart to better that person, and whatever they choose to do with it is up to them.
That's it. That's it. Now, quick question. You said you have a team. Now, you are a broker associate, right?
I am. I have my managing broker's license, but within my company, I do not operate as a managing broker. I work with Compass. So we're a big company, but I am the team principal of a small team. I have four of the most incredible human beings that I've ever met, that I have the pleasure of working with daily. I still look at them and I just don't know what I would do without them. And it's the gift of mentorship that I was given is something that I want to forever in some way be able to give back.
That's it. That's it. Now, the question I was going to ask is, for agents that are new, that are thinking like, I want to become a broker, why would you make the decision to stay with Compass instead of opening your own when you still have a team you're managing?
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned, I have a myriad of health issues, and I've been with Compass for 5 years now. I was one of the first agents in Denver when they emerged in this market. And the level of support that they have shown me, not just from a technological standpoint. I mean, we're a billion-dollar tech company that has some of the most innovative technology that you could imagine, and it makes my job that much easier because of the marketing materials they have ready, the CRM that they have locked in, the checklist, like the list goes on and on. Their back end is absolutely incredible. I look at Robert Refkin, our CEO, and I always say if I could follow any leader, no matter what sphere it is, it would be, I idolize him. He's an incredible human being. He cares about his communities. He cares that we care about our community and that we focus on relationship. Like the principles of Compass all come down to relationship. So no matter how big the company gets, it never feels that way. It feels
That matters. That matters a lot. That matters.
it's everything. I mean, if it wasn't that way, I would not be there. Absolutely. It's the most important thing. But the framework that they have provided me to be successful, I believe is a gift that I haven't found at other brokerages and that I could not pull off by myself.
And that is exactly what I always tell everybody. Sometimes they think that being successful is about how much money can I save. The truth is, the recipe you just said, the culture of Compass, it is what makes you successful. It's not the CRM. It is not the marketing tools.
Yeah.
Because it's just secondary. It's the culture that puts you in a position where you feel happy to use the tools.
That's a good. You're observant. No, it's so true, because I came from a small brokerage. I worked at a small boutique brokerage for 5 years, and the thing that I valued and cherished most about that firm was the intimacy and relationship. And
Yep.
I always said if that's something that would be sacrificed, that I won't be at a company that sacrifices that, because I believe that when you have the culture around you and you have the right people by your side, that's where you can find success, both personally and professionally.
For sure. Now, one question. Give me a story, a beautiful one about a real estate transaction that happened.
Oh my gosh, every story is a beautiful one. It's such a gift to be able to help people through the different chapters of their life. But I'll go through one that just closed a couple days ago because it meant so much to me, and I believe epitomizes my goals in being a realtor, and that is. About 6 years ago, I was approached by one of my nurses, and young healthcare worker. She had been helping me with my plasma transfusions, and she was ready to buy her first home. She was absolutely terrified, had zero time because she was a nurse and working nonstop just out of school. And I tell you, we were in the heat of the Denver market where properties were going in an hour, $50,000 over asking price. It was extremely difficult for first-time home buyers. Well, I was previewing properties and sending her videos while she was at work so that we didn't miss anything. And we ended up finding her the perfect first property. And at the time, she was a single young female. Well, I get a call. You obviously keep in touch over the years. That's one of the most important things to my business, is staying really well connected with my clients. And I got that exciting call about 6 months ago that she had just gotten engaged. Her soon-to-be husband would love to discuss selling her condo and finding their very first home together.
Oh, that is cool.
And he was also in the healthcare industry. And, when I look at the impact that these people have had in my life in truly saving me in so many different ways, oh,
Wow.
it blows my mind. It gives me the chills. So to be able to be a part of their lives and their chapters, like my goal with every client is to be that resource, that valuable relationship, that any question that they ever have about a home, they know whether they bought 10 years ago or a month ago, that they can pick up the phone and call me. I want to, yeah. So that's truly what makes me love doing what I do. And it's just one example, because every transaction has those special moments and has those, like, this is why I do what I do. And helping, the reason that we were able to get their second home was because she made a very smart first home investment and used that equity as a down payment for the next property. And now they're living in a beautiful home together. And, Denver is a very well appreciating market. I mean, even on down years. So that is an incredible gift to be able to inform people about and really educate people on annual appreciation and what they can expect from their investment. But to be able to see how that first very hard, I mean, we scraped together everything possible to get her that home, and to watch her blossom into this married life in which she could afford a home that she would never dream of was, I mean, so special. I truly do have the chills.
It's because you're doing it for a reason that is bigger than you. It is not about money for you. The reason why this one markets so much is because of what you said. Those people did everything they could to save my life. So therefore, the commitment that you give is way beyond anything else or anybody else they could have ever worked with. Because for you, it goes beyond a transaction, beyond a commission. And that is the recipe. That's that you have it. This is it.
Well, and I feel so grateful for that, because, I do believe that there can be a negative kind of used car salesman mentality around real estate agents. And
that's true.
I want people to know that this is the biggest asset of your life, like your home, your shelter. This is the opportunity for financial freedom for long term for your family. I take this extremely seriously, just as you would with my health. If I talk to my doctors, I take it just as seriously. And I want people to understand that there are brokers out there, a lot of amazing brokers out there, that want that for you. They want the best for you. It's not about getting a paycheck. It's about, how can I have an impact on this person's life and create a relationship that's going to last far past the closing table?
I'm going to tell everybody right now, based on what you're hearing, is this. If you feel like your agent just get their license so they can sell a property and go to Dubai, you have to think twice, because not only mistakes can happen, money can be lost, relationship can be severed. You have to be careful. And I'm asking you today, if you are honest with yourself, you are an agent and you feel like this is something you're doing just to do, give it away. Let somebody
reevaluate.
Let somebody like her take care of the people the proper way. You want to become a referral agent? That's fine. Okay, but don't go on the street and let those people make decisions that are going to ruin them. And I believe this is, I do. I cannot understand how people do this. But then again, the media, TV, social media makes them feel like, hey, I go to study, I get my license, and then I'm going to sell a property for $15,000, And the truth is, it's far beyond that.
It is one of the most demanding professions, I think, that people don't necessarily realize the number of roles that we play from therapist
To
to
babysitters.
realtor. Yeah, exactly. Is the list never ends. And
Never ends.
that's what makes our job so special, is that
That is.
no day is ever the same, and we
Nope.
have these opportunities. But it's so true. And that's why I always recommend to people to interview more than one agent. Like,
Yep.
talk to different agents, look at their reviews, look at their business, really find out what their ethos is. Like, do you guys align
Yep.
in your beliefs and your views? Because if you're not in alignment, this is the person you're trusting with the biggest transaction of your life. You should probably rethink that, because there are so many people out there that would love the opportunity to be that resource for you, and they will take it seriously as life and
I
death.
could not say it any better. I could not say it any better. Now, we have that one question we ask everybody on the show.
Yes.
If you have a client, a couple, like an example, your friend that just bought the property, let's pretend that they have two toddlers at home and they're sitting in a house that has a $500,000 equity. What would you advise them?
Oh my gosh. First of all, nanny, just kidding. No, I think that real estate, it can get really overwhelming when you're working full time, juggling toddlers at home. And oftentimes you don't even realize the amount of equity that you're sitting on, and you don't understand the opportunity to leverage that equity. And we don't understand that because we're never taught it. And it's not just you, it is something that is not taught. So you're not expected to understand, but there are professionals out there that will help you to understand what your options are. And if you have a huge amount of equity in your property, I would highly recommend sitting down with a financial advisor, a real estate agent, and a lender, and going through what are the different roadmaps and how are they going to get you to your goal? Is your goal to own an investment property, in which case you could use that equity towards purchasing an investment? Is your goal to buy a bigger home for your family, in which case maybe it's time to sell? There's so many opportunities that we oftentimes don't even think about because of the hecticness of life. But if you have resources and you can just say, hey, can we grab coffee and talk about how I can be the most financially smart and make the most financially literate decision with this amount of money for my family's future, whether that's so I can set up college funds for my children. Like, how can I best use this equity that real estate has given me? Unlike any other investment, it is absolutely incredible to see the amount of wealth that people can accumulate through real estate. And I think that we're living in a scary time where we've got these huge companies buying up all of this real estate with the idea of keeping people as renters, because they know when you're renting, that is the easiest way to not make large amounts of wealth. So if you utilize the resources in your sphere that you trust and find out, really understand what your goals are with your family, and then have these professionals walk you through what the best option is going to be, but don't be complacent. Like you said, the worst thing we can do is be stagnant. Check in with your agent. Find out if they haven't checked in with you already. Find out how much equity you have in your home. Like, what is your home worth? What can we do to make it worth even more if you're interested in selling it? How can we best utilize this asset so that you can have a future that you might have never even dreamed of? I get so excited talking.
I know this was one of the best answers I've ever got. I'm going to tell you why. You are the one person that did not say, do this. you say what you said, build a team,
Yeah.
make a plan, and then make decisions. And to
Boom.
me, you all about the knowledge. Go get the knowledge first. And then you make a decision what's best for you. You didn't say sell it so you can buy properties. You did not say that. And to me, that matters a lot. What I always tell everybody myself is think about it. You started with $20,000, you bought a little piece of property, and you made so well for yourself. Now imagine if you start with 500 grand. But sometimes we get scared. Like, oh my God, properties are more expensive. Just think about it. You started with 20. What if you start with 500 and project yourself 10 years from today?
Yeah.
And that's what I tell everybody.
And dream big.
Yes.
I think we oftentimes put caps on what we believe we can accomplish. And we have, through probably trauma, over whether it's generational or through childhood, whatever it may be, we have these limiting beliefs that need to be addressed, because without addressing those and really understanding your capability and your worth and your abilities, you're going to put the bar too low. Grant Cardone, 10x rule. He always says, take your goal and multiply it by 10. And that's so that instead of shooting too low, at least if you're not making the 10x, you're at least going way higher than you initially
higher than you were. Yeah. I tell everybody that. And I do believe, like, the way you're saying it is to get the information in order for you to grow. I'm going to keep repeating that one because that's what it's about. A lot of the times, like she said, you don't know what you don't know, but you need to accept and you need to know that you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people,
thing we can do.
yeah, you need to know that you don't know. And sometimes we, like she said, limited beliefs, like, if my dad could not do it, why should I? If my family failed at it, why would I not? And this is where a lot of people make mistakes. So yes, definitely do it. Like, I love Nike for this. Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
I love it.
Education is empowerment. And I say, start there, because everyone has different goals. And for me to say, this is exactly what you should do with your equity or your finances is irresponsible, because I don't know that person's individual goals. So exactly. I want to get to know on an intimate level what your dreams and goals are. And then the team, whether you need help putting together that team or whether you have an amazing team already of professionals that can help facilitate and in providing that education, because until you know what your options are and how you can even get to those goals and understand that they are feasible, then there's absolute, you're going to stay stagnant and probably continue to sit on equity that could be making you a lot more money if that's what you want. But again, what is it that you want?
That's it. What do you want? Everybody knows I say that all the time to people.
I hear you.
Do you want? I feel like I could talk to you for days.
Me too. You're such a light, and have so much respect for the heart that you have for community and for giving back. And it really is without expectation. So I would love to talk to you for days.
I'll tell you how it started.
Yeah, please do.
It started with there's a part of it before my broker, but I'll go to my broker. So I open a book called The Flyer, and I see this guy says, if you are in real estate, I can make you $1 million if you come work for my brokerage, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, why not? I just got my license 3 days ago. So I called him and he said, yeah, come and meet me. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I sit at a table, and then he's talking to me. Who are you? I'm like, yeah, I just came from Haiti, blah, 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 things like that. And then he said, well, you're going to be very successful. And I'm like, how is that? They said, yeah, because you are a tiger. When you latch on something, you don't let go. And I'm like, okay, that's true, but it's weird that he knows this in 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's
And
picking up that quickly.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And he said, you're gonna make a lot of money, Carl. And I'm like, but I have a problem. And he was like, what's the problem? I'm like, I believe in real estate, you need a car. And I don't have a car, so I don't want to disappoint you. And I swear to you guys, if you're listening, this is so true. I'm not adding or removing anything.
Yeah.
17 minutes within me meeting the guy for the very first time, he put his hand in his pocket, take off his home keys, hand me his car, and say, go make money.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
started my business. And I'm going to tell you, from that moment, this guy literally, I sold him my soul. So at this point, if he can believe in me enough to make that investment,
Yeah.
who am I to not believe in me? And I'm going to tell you, I work every single day, 7 days a week. This guy say left, right, whatever it is. It took me 9 months for me to finally close a deal. And I made $663. I just gave that client an award in December because I have a gala every year that I do. I give her the award. She was so happy. I'm like, you're my first,
Yeah. And that is the most heartwarming story.
I'm telling you, it was till today, me and Brad, we talk a lot. It's just like, if you don't believe in yourself, it's okay. Find someone that believes in you and believe in them. Just do that. And the rest will take care of itself.
It's so true, because we are all human and we all go through periods of life where we struggle to believe in ourselves and our own abilities, and to really see ourselves as we are. And sometimes when you have the right people in your life, or, God or the universe puts the people in your path to remind you of who you are and what you're capable of. And then it's up to us to put in the work and to put in, because he could have passed the keys. I mean, he probably would have known that you weren't the tiger if you were not going to work. You clearly showed him who you are.
Or he could have gave that opportunity to the next guy.
Yeah.
He could have. And that's what I tell everybody. Everybody was like, but Carl, he made an investment. You made him super rich as well. I'm like, stop.
No, you're like, it's not even about that. Yeah.
Think about it. I could have not gone.
Mm-hmm.
I could have been late and he got disappointed.
One of my business
he could have.
Yeah.
But somehow the universe, God, picked me. That's all I need to know.
One of my business coaches always says, you never know the day that you're going to wake up and meet the person that changes your life. You never know. Any interaction that you have could be the interaction that changes your life. And
Athena,
you approach life that way.
Last story, because I know the team is going to come after me because we are like, we are past due. But I'm going to tell you, I'm driving down the street and I feel my heart really crunching, a chest pain. And I'm like, oh my God, heart attack. So I drove myself to the ER, and then I'm sitting there. And then, of course, the minute you say heart attack, everybody's just like, and then now they take my clothes off, doing everything on me. And then finally they said, okay, everything looks good. So let's just, watch for a minute. I'm like, okay. And then my phone rings and I pick up the phone, and then the nurse look at me, you're supposed to be resting. I'm like, just one. And then the guy was like, hey, I see your business card. It says the nice agent. Are you nice? I'm like, yeah. How can I help you? I'm in front of a building called the Blue. I need to see a unit in there. Can you come and show it to me? I'm like, when do you want to see it? He said, now. I'm like, well, sir, I'm in the hospital right now and then in his voice, I saw the disappointment. And I'm like, you know what? Hold on. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, well, you don't have any. I'm like, can I go home? And then she was like, well, if you choose to. I'm like, I'm going home. So I got in the car, drove down to the building, showed him 3 units in there. The guy showed up in a Toyota RAV4. He had his wife and a kid in a baby seat. And of course, the minute the wife was struggling with the baby seat, I picked it up, and then I'm like carrying it everywhere. And of course, he got down and he was like, I don't really like it. I'll call you if I need something else. And this guy happened to be the wealthiest client I have ever had in my career. He's a billionaire. driving a Toyota
I
RAV4.
love that he's driving it. That's the best part.
No, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this guy bought a condo and then he told me to sell it 3 months later. And I asked him, why would you just want me to sell it? He said, Carl, I made you work so much. I felt like I could lose your friendship. So I bought it just for that. I'm like, you could have just given me the money, though.
Yeah.
Or you could have insulted.
You're like, that would have
I
been easier. Oh,
and
my
let me
goodness.
tell you,
You never
then
know.
from there, I went to his house in Virginia, Rolls Royce all over the place, like houses like 15 bedrooms. Then we flew in his private jet to Costa Rica. Then like ridiculous.
Yeah.
One phone call.
One phone call. One phone call. And you were in the hospital. I mean, you were,
No,
I can relate to that for sure. But it is, if we wake up every day with the mentality, no matter what we're going through in life, because life is always going to throw things at us, curveballs, hardship. If we can wake up with the mentality that today might be the day that I meet the person that changes.
That's it. That's
it.
Life. Love it. Do you have any last words for the followers?
I would just say, honestly, as corny as it may be, believe in yourself. Like anything is possible in the world of real estate. And the best possible thing you can do is to educate yourself. And if you're listening to this, you're educating yourself. I commend you. Dive deeper into it. You will be so, so proud and shocked at the things that you are able to accomplish through real estate. It's unlike any other asset we have, and you have so many amazing humans that would love to help guide you through that process. So don't be afraid. But thank you.
What I'm hearing from Athena, guys, be a tiger, latch on it, and don't let go. All right?
That is it. Let's be tiger.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the podcast. Please follow us, and you can see a lot more on my YouTube channel, of course, on Spotify and Facebook and Instagram. We're almost everywhere because we want to touch everybody's life, everybody's heart. Home Equity Secrets was built in one idea. The idea is, how do we get great people like Athena to come and educate, give you information that you did not have before. And all I'm going to wish for everybody this year, act on the information. That's it. That's my wish for all of you. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you guys. I wish you a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into Home Equity Secrets. I'm Carl Christian, and I hope you found today's episode insightful and inspiring. Remember, you can learn to earn how to set up your real estate portfolio to achieve financial freedom. I dedicate my life to helping homeowners like you unlock the potential of their homes in South Florida. Hit me up if you're in the area and let's chat. Please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. For more tips and updates, follow us on social media and visit our website. Thank you for listening.